What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all been?
Hello.
I know it's been a long time. It's been like more than almost 2 weeks. So hey, it is what it is. I had a lot of stuff going on, but we are back. I did not forget about y'all. Gonna steady drop videos and get some content out to y'all. But first, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the I almost forgot my channel name. It's Ruka's Vision Podcast. welcome. But you already know what time it is. It is prayer time. Let's get it on. All right. Lord, we just thank you for this day. Thank you for everything that you have done. And just thank you, Lord God, for the listeners that we have and the viewers that we have, Lord God. And I just ask that as we go forth and to the topic today, Lord God, that you just help us on today and just guide our mouths and give us what to say and how to say it, Lord God. And I pray, Lord God, that whoever is listening to this or reviewing this, Lord God, that they'll have a blessed rest of the week. And I pray these things in Jesus' mighty name. Amen and amen.
Amen.
Welcome, y'all. So, as you can see from the topic, well, actually, we don't have a topic right now, but you're going to see a topic. So that's how that's going to go. We'll figure it out.
Switch it.
Yeah. So me and my wife, we just, so I work third shift, and God deals with us in different times. So while I'm at work, he'll be dealing with me. Then while she's at home, he'll be dealing with her. So, how should we do it? Should you go first or should I go first?
Let's see.
Because either way it goes, it's gonna come together.
Right.
I guess you can explain yours, since yours is. Well, I'll explain mine since mine is talking about Adam. Then we can do it like that.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, yeah. So, we have.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, this is something that God gave me. It was actually last night. Let me actually go to the scripture. Romans 5:12.
I have found my bookmark.
Did?
Yes. I need to get some more because I be having pens and pencils and
That's something I used to love to have is bookmarks, man.
everywhere.
Bookmarks. Alrighty, so we're coming from Romans 5:12, and it reads,
Go right ahead.
"Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned." I'm gonna just stop it right there. So basically, I was reading that, and I was just trying to get an understanding of, why God had me go here. And basically, this is talking about Adam. So as we know the story of Adam and Eve and how they ate of the fruit, and they weren't supposed to do that,
Forbidden fruit.
The forbidden fruit from the tree of good and evil. Yeah, that's like where it was. So they wasn't supposed to eat the fruit, and then they have it to where they both ate the fruit, and then they get cast out of Eden because of that disobedience. And then that's when sin entered into the world. And then later down the road, you go into the first murder, which is Cain and Abel. So after that, it just start kind of going downhill a little bit. So, but yeah, and he spoke to me, and he was just like, basically do what I have told you. Understand that this is me.
It's acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement, right. Really. Like, don't forget, where you at. Like, don't forget, like, that the situation is, you'll be good in this situation because this is me, Don't fret or anything like that. And I know there are some situations that we cause our own self to be in, but he's still there, He still wants you to recognize him in the situation, like, no matter how bad it is. So I was just reading that. Basically just saying, like, don't be like one man, which is Adam. And when I thought about it, I said, man, that's crazy. Like, that's deep right there. Like, don't be like Adam, basically, but learn from the situation.
Right.
That's basically what he was trying to tell me. Learn from the situation in the sense of, when you are told something, especially by God, we're supposed to do it in a hurry. We're supposed to make sure that we're, obedient, because obedience is better than sacrifice. Right. Definitely. Like, we need to find that scripture too.
Neither one. I don't even got my phone.
Oh, you don't? Dang
nope,
it.
I left it in there.
We'll get that to y'all. We're gonna make sure we get y'all in with the word, because, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to make this seem like it's from it. Yeah, we don't make this seem like it's opinionated, because it is not. No, just something that God gave me, and it's from the word. But yeah, it's like, man, Adam, when we go back into that sense, it's like Adam, he gave Adam the authority to, oversee all the animals. He's in that land by himself, of course with God, but by himself. And, he allows Eve to, come from Adam and all that stuff. But the crazy thing about it is, like, when Eve ate of the apple, nothing really happened. But as soon as, something did happen. Hey, y'all women know. We ain't got to go into detail. Y'all women know. But I'm saying in the sense of this, like,
right.
As far as like humanity though, it was pretty bad. Like I said, sin entered into the world. Mm-hmm. But it was the fact that Adam did it though, because he had already gave Adam that authority over the land. It's basically like, this is all yours. This is what I'm giving you. You're inhabiting this land. So take care of it, name the animals, do what you got to do. But being that they disobeyed him, will cause a lot of ruckus and cause them not to be able to fulfill the things that they were supposed to fulfill, to be able to live perfect lives, and that's how it was supposed to be. We was all supposed to be living perfect lives. Nothing was supposed to be wrong or nothing like that. But once they did that, changed the game. So then, yeah. But once you go further into scripture and you get into the New Testament, then that's when you have, a lot of times people say, the second Adam, which is Jesus. So he did it again with Jesus, and of course Jesus was able to fulfill that and be able to what's the word I'm looking for? Be able to be our intercessor. Is that the right word? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I know my vocabulary, y'all. But the intercessor, into where he came in because he knew if we would have kept going the route we were going, we wasn't going to be able to make it.
We weren't going to make it for the simple fact that sin was already there. It was
sin
already present.
Was already there.
So the next man was going to fail regardless. If God didn't send Jesus, the next person, it just would have been, as we all say, history repeats itself.
Exactly. It couldn't have been just one man. Just a simple man had to be, God's only son, and being that he did that, now we have a way to get to heaven and be able to experience true life with God, because we have Jesus. Beforehand, it wouldn't. No, it wasn't going down like that. Like you just have to go strictly to God. I'll put it like that. Like that's, that's how it was. All the offerings and all that stuff. It was, I don't know what the time frame was. I don't know if it was like weekly they had to do that offering stuff, or monthly, or whatever. And then the thing about it too is they only the priest could, like, go inside the temple to do that, because that was the holy ground. If your spirit wasn't right, you dead. Like, and it's like, oh man, like I'm dead now.
You knew not to even go in there.
You knew not to go in there.
You knew not to go in there.
So, but yeah, and that's just my what God gave me, and now it's the alley-oop.
Okay. No, but
yeah.
God took me to Deuteronomy last night, and this is where he wants me to stay, so I can, break everything down, because it is a process. But Deuteronomy is basically There you go. So I was like, it sounds
I turned you down just a little bit, but
Deuteronomy is basically the 5th book of Moses. And as we have, introduction wise, Deuteronomy is basically, it might be called the Romans of the Old Testament. So you got Romans in the New Testament, but Deuteronomy is our Romans in the Old Testament. Mm-hmm. And to go into more detail about it, it's basically, it provides you counsel about both the large and small issues and questions of life. So many of us are, having problems with life and just the mysteries of it. And Deuteronomy is just basically going to touch bases on everything. It's going to touch bases on the private matters, such as inner conflicts of the believing soul. So that is what you call your lack of faith, or for instance, fear or disobedience, or whatever it is that you're possibly dealing with. It's an inner personal conflict that you just have to sit down and basically reevaluate yourself with God, because there's something that you are struggling with. It's going to talk about the way of faith under trial and tribulations. How are you going to withstand that storm that is coming? Do you present yourself in fear? Do you take yourself to your word and read and to pray to God, or do you just sulk in it like, nothing's gonna get any better? Oh, I'm tired of going through this. Complain about it. Give strife. Basically, it talks about marriage and family, and basically it's going to talk about the public and corporate issues such as worship and the proper stewardship of the environment. So this is basically Deuteronomy. I started last night, chapter 1. Chapter 1 has 46 verses. Mm-hmm. But mainly this is just, it's titled The Failure at Kadesh Barnea. So this is the failure of it. This is the main topic, the main thing pretty much. This is the journey with Moses and the children of Israel. So this is pretty much, I want to say, after God has taken them, has let them escape from Pharaoh. Mm-hmm. Because this is now their trial, their tribulation. This is their journey. This is them showing conflicts of the believing soul, which is believing. This is their journey, and this is what we're diving into. Just from the bits and pieces of it, because like I said, it's 46 verses. Just by listening and just reading it last night, it's insane. It's insane because, not in a bad way, but it's just like, this is something that we as people struggle with on a daily basis. And one of the biggest things is it's fear, it's lack of faith, and it's just pure disobedience. And this is what you would call conflicts. You're struggling back and forth. Not only that, you're doubting God. So you have doubt, you have disbelief, you have unbelief. And when we tend to doubt, we tend to be disobedient, because now we're thinking, oh, I wonder if I can do this, or what can I do to fix this situation, whatever the case may be. But anyways, like I said, this is a journey with Moses and the children of Israel. Basically, this is God's kind of like dialogue with Moses, and Moses' dialogue with the children of Israel. He's telling him, like, look, you guys have stayed on this side of Jordan in the land of Moab long enough. I want you to go and take possession over the land that I promised your forefathers that I was going to give to you, your land of inheritance. Yeah. And he said, I want you to go and possess this land. It's there, it's waiting for you. So turn you and take your journey and go to the mount of the Amorites, and unto all the places nigh thereunto, in the plain and the hills and in the vale, and in the south and by the seaside, to the land of the Canaanites, and unto Lebanon, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So this was verses 7 of chapter 1. Verses 8, he said, behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them. So this is what God is saying to Moses. So Moses go and say, hey, look, God's giving us some land. We need to make this trip. We need to make this journey. It's there. We got to go. Mm-hmm. Come on, let's rally up. Yep. So as they're getting ready to rally up, in this moment, he sends, I guess you can say, would you call them like spies? But they're not really spies. They call it in here, basically. Okay, I'm trying to get to that part because that's not what it is. It just sends.
I guess you can say for the. Yeah, I guess you can say spies.
Spies, because he told him to go and search out the the land.
Either spies or scouts.
Scouts, spies, wise men. He just told him, look, I want you to go over there, scout out this land, and report back to me. Mm-hmm. So that's what they go and do. So they go and they scout the land. As they're scouting, basically much. But anyways, and I said unto you, ye are come unto the mount of the Amorites, which the Lord our God doeth give unto us. Behold, the Lord thy God hath set the land before thee. Go up and possess it, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged. So then I'm just going to skip over here to verses 20 in chapter 1. This is Moses' way of reassuring them again. Like, look, this is what he wants us to do. When we go and do this, don't be scared. Mm-hmm. Don't be discouraged. Let's go and take this land as we're supposed to,
Yeah.
Because God already knew what they were going to see. Mm-hmm. So he signed his word again. Don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. This is what I have prepared for you. So I just need you to go and possess it.
Yeah.
So then I'll go a little further down. He said, go and search this land and bring us word again by what way we must go up and into what cities we shall come. And the saying pleased me well. And I took 12 men of you, one of a tribe, verses 23. Okay. And they turned and went up into the mountain and came unto the valley of Eshcol and searched it out. So now they're searching it out. As they search it out, they took the fruit of the land in their hands and brought it down unto us. So they brought the 12 men took the fruit, came back, reported to Moses, reported to the children of Israel, showed them like, look, it is good. It is good fruit. It is prosperous fruit. There are things that is growing here. It's, not only that, the land looks really, really nice. Like, it's perfect, But we got some issues. We got some issues. So, their issues was fear. Because they went, seeing the fruit, seeing the land, seeing that it was prosperous and great, but they saw their enemy, which caused fear, which caused discouragement, which caused lack of faith, doubting God in that moment, in that instance. And then he says, notwithstanding, ye would not go up, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord your God. So they seen it, came back and reported it, and was like, yeah, nah, we not going. No, there's no possible way we can go.
And it's like, honestly, like, if you I know how people are, got some people out there who, they should have did it, they should have did that. You gotta understand something. Like, our emotion, this not an excuse, but it's like, when you really, you going for God, you understanding what he's saying. It's some stuff that he gonna tell you to do and tell you to face that you not gonna want to face. Like, let's be honest. Like, there's gonna be some stuff that might be scary. Like, especially back in this time, we talking about people like probably around the same height as Goliath or even taller than him. Like, and they seeing that like with their own eyes. You gotta think about it.
I'm 5'2",
and I'm like 5'10". That's a lot of bro, I don't know how you got to say it, but like
that height is just unimaginable.
Crazy. They not seeing that on the regular, but I mean, of course, it was more prominent back then. But still, it's like you don't come across it every day,
right?
You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta cut them a little slack, cause it's like if you was there and God told you to possess this land, how would you feel if you seen big old? You know what I'm saying? Now, if your faith's strong and you steadfast, okay, yeah, you got it. But there's a lot of people not like that though. They not. Guess you can say they not cut like that. Cause I mean,
because in a sense, if he would have said, "I want you to go and get this land," and I'm looking, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, do you not see that,
buddy?" He
yeah, it's like I ain't seen her forever, but it's like
big old dudes just walking around.
It's crazy, It's just like wow. Like I said, I'm 5'2", and I see somebody that's like touching the ceiling. I'm like, oh my goodness, and they're only like 6 foot. So imagine what they used to be back then. That ain't nothing compared to what we see on a daily.
10 feet. You like
that's tall.
Who your parents, bro? Like,
but in that moment,
fear stricken.
So, what do we all do when we're afraid? We talk ourselves out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that plenty of times. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I literally would have like a panic attack. I cannot do it. Fear sits in, and not only that, after they sat and talked with Moses and the rest, they went into their tents and said, because the Lord hated us, verse 27, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites to destroy us. So now you're afraid. Now you're doubting God.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're talking crazy.
And this is after they done already been through Pharaoh.
Exactly, but still, after they done been through with Pharaoh, and it was just more so God was very upset. He was displeased because it's like, how much more can I show you that I am here with you? Like, how much more do you want me to show you this? Like, I told you to go and possess this land that I promised your forefathers.
Mm-hmm.
I told you this. I'm preparing this for you. And yet, even in that time frame, you turn around and look at me and say, how do you expect us to handle that? That is impossible. That is what we do.
He split the Red Sea in half.
That is what we do on a daily basis.
God
would tell us, go and do this or go and do that. And we like, no. Like, at that point, it's more of it's self, it's pride. Like,
think about Jonah when he told him to go to Nineveh. God told Jonah to go to Nineveh and speak to the people. And Nineveh
I tell you
was a bad place.
I tell you what, I don't know, too much about Nineveh, but I know it's a bad place. But I'd rather go and speak there than be swallowed by a whale.
Yeah, bro. Like,
I'd rather go
3 days
and do what I gotta do than be swallowed. Yeah, that's
something. That's
kind of like, y'all remember that cartoon Flapjack? But that yeah, that whale was sweet. Ain't no telling what he encountered when he was in there. It was just nope.
And he just in there cooling. But, like, he wasn't just cooling. He was praying, though. Like,
I would be praying, too, because it's digestion coming. Like, what? But, yeah, it's just like, we get into that mindset. We get very, very disobedient to God. And we're just like, no, this is how we feel. This is what we're not going to do. Even though you may have, taken us from this, we don't see any.
You know what it is, too, though?
No.
It's fear of the unknown. So,
exactly.
Like, if we was to see something now that we not used to seeing, you know what I'm saying? Like, something that'll really, really scare us. It's the fear of the unknown of, like, okay, like, people that's afraid of the dark or something like that. It's the fear of the unknown of you don't know what you might see in the
Right.
dark or wherever you might be.
Right.
So it's like whatever that unknown thing is, you're afraid of, because like, man, it could be this, it could be that, it could be, you know what I'm saying? So your mind is racing. Ain't nothing happened yet, but your mind is just racing. It's
You're
like,
gonna pump yourself up for nothing.
yeah, you'll give your own self a heart attack without even nothing happening. Just like that. Like, the mind is really, really strong. Like, of course, once fear set in and then your mind get to thinking about certain things and it just get to going, it's downhill from there.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it's hard to come out of that.
I wish I would have Googled that first.
What?
But down in verses 28 and 29. But so basically, they're sitting up here bashing God, like, in their tents. Like, yeah, that land is beautiful, but I don't know what he thinking. We not about to go up there and possess that. And I don't even know what Moses thinking, because we not about to go up there and do that. Like, we can't do that. So now as you go further down in verses 28 and 29, it says, you got some that was probably thinking, like, whither shall we go up? Like, should we go up?
Mm-hmm.
Because our brother have discouraged us. Our brethren has came back and discouraged our heart, saying the people is greater and taller, which means they got to be big. The people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. So their cities are basically fortified, and it looks like, if you think about walled up to heaven, that means they are like surrounded in, like,
almost like how
like a fortress, pretty much.
The Colosseum in
Rome. Think about when they would have their gauntlet and they would go out and do tournaments and have
that place,
you know, animals
huge,
and all. Just think about the gauntlet in that time. That place was this one big circle, but it was tall. You were walled in there, you know.
Millions of people in there just
but
cheering and screaming.
Yeah, screaming. But anyways, they said, and moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakims there. I keep forgetting to Google that. What did they look like?
Yeah, we gonna get that picture.
We gonna
Google that and put that on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy because, like, man, in that time, it's like, bro, they about to possess this land. They about to go ahead and just, you know, pursue this. But then they see them giants. And, bro, like I said before, like, to be real, it'll be hard to, like, keep going through with that, though. You know? It's like, pursue that after God done told you to go pursue that, just because of the fact of what you see with your eyes. Like, your eyes, you like, oh.
Right, and it's physically in front of you.
It's physically in front of you. You see, like, oh, snap.
But at the same time, he said it.
Exactly.
He said in verse 21, go up and possess it, as the Lord God of thy fathers has said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged. Then here we go. We got it over here. In verses 29, Moses said, then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. Yeah. So he was telling them, like, look, I know it may seem crazy. It may sound crazy. It may look crazy. Don't be afraid. Don't
be afraid of them. Because if you're afraid, then that's their control over you. Once you're afraid of something, that's just how the devil works, to be honest with you. If he know what you afraid of. Like, let's be real. Like, he know you probably don't like seeing this, clown, whatever the case may be. So, I'm sorry. That was the first thing that came to my head. I'm sorry, my fault. But no, like, he know exactly what you don't like. So, he gonna use that against you. Like, you could have just came out of it, or you could be, you know, doing well, but still, you struggle with that. Might throw that at you, any given time. It's like, oh, snap, I gotta deal with this now. I can't be afraid of this. It's, but just like how I come, like, with scary movies or something, like, it took me a minute to get into scary movies.
I am a horror fanatic. I love it.
Them scary movies, bro. Like,
I love it.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. It took me a minute.
I love it.
It took me, like I was telling my wife, it took me a minute to get into Chucky. Like it was
that
bad.
was like 3. I was up here watching all the paranormal, all the Insidiouses, all the other ones. I ain't gonna say, because I finally got in my head. That was like, horror was my genre. Me and my grandmother used to watch it all the time. So
yeah,
I'm 3-4 years old. My favorite movie was 13 Ghosts. Like,
oh my gosh, bro.
I love it. I love all the old classics. But I was still a horror freak when it comes to it.
But now I'm just like, when it came,
can't watch it as much.
Yeah, can't watch it as much. But like now I'm just like, oh, this stuff is hilarious, bro. Like Jeepers Creepers or.
That was just funny.
Like I said, Chucky. Once I start really watching Chucky, I'm like, this is hilarious.
He ain't never seen none of the Halloweens like that, or Freddy Krueger versus Jason. I'm like, oh, I ain't gonna lie,
Freddy Krueger versus Jason, that was comedy. Like that was a good fight, but I was sick that they let Jason take it, bro. Like,
yeah, that was rigged.
Yeah, bro. That was rigged. This ain't no debate on no scary movies, but we just had to. Yeah. I just had to say that, like, man, come on, man. Yeah, Krueger was doing his thing. Like,
come on, but I don't know how we got there, but we I don't know which fear.
Yeah, fear.
Okay, that's how we got there. But anyways, they were just dealing with disobedience at that point because they're like, we're not about to go up there and take this land. These people are bigger than us. They are taller than us. We have seen that they are basically fortified in the city. Like, there's no way we can get in there without them not noticing us. Like, they are heavily guarded. Like, how are we going to get through this? And so he goes down. In verse 30, he said, the Lord your God, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you according to all he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. So now this is Moses reminding the children of Israel. Do you not remember what he did for you when you were in bondage in Egypt? Do you not remember what he did for you when you were trying to escape from Pharaoh? I mean, how much more do God have to show us that he is here with us for us to understand that if you continue to just serve him and just know that he is our savior, not only that, if you really believe in him, he's going to take you through it. He's not going to leave you. He's not going to forsaken you. He's going to take you through it. And what may look like impossible is not impossible to him. It's not.
Like, just think about that. They was walking on the sea floor.
Yeah.
Like, you see the Red Sea in its full effect, waves going crazy, and then all of a sudden,
it's just parted.
Dude, you like, and just think about walking. You seeing other fish, they like, oh snap. Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's like being able to walk through that. And then as soon as Pharaoh and them came in, they got swallowed up. It's like, oh, man, he was not playing. And even with the them getting the food too while on that journey.
Yeah, you trying to take my stuff.
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, it was already in my head. I'm not.
But no, that's the next thing coming up.
Yeah,
it was just
food.
like,
yeah.
Okay, he has helped you out of, Pharaoh's grip in Egypt. He parted the Red Sea for you.
Yeah.
Not only that, he is watching you this entire journey as you come into the wilderness. He's watching you. Not only is he watching you, he went forth down let me not skip that far. Okay, so he's watching you as you're in the wilderness.
Yep.
And then Moses said, yet in this thing, you did not believe the Lord your God. In verse 32. So you're still struggling with unbelief.
Yeah.
So now I done taken you from this situation and brought you here, and I have watched out for you this entire time, and you still doubt me. How many of us still have that struggle with doubting God? Because that is where you get the inner conflicts of the believing soul. Because so many of us still go through that. I'm not gonna lie, I go through it. Because you will be like, all right, I'm good, it's cool, and then boom, something happens, and it just takes a toll on you, or it makes you just your whole mindset change, and it's more so like, dang, back here again.
Yeah, because even the stuff that I have to start doing is just speaking the good things into existence. Like, if I see some of my eyes, I just force out, we good, God gonna take care of it. Like, I just keep that going, because if I don't, then I'm gonna just sit and start thinking, and the idle mind is dangerous. You can you sit around for a while and let stuff just fester up, it's gonna mess you up.
Right.
That's how that type of stuff lead to suicide, because you know what I'm saying, that it's a whole mind thing. But like I said, I just start forcing out, we're gonna be good, we got this, God got us, He not forgetting about us, we're not the only ones going through this. We just gotta get through this little
right,
hiccup a little bit, through this little storm, and then out on the other side, we're gonna be good to go. We gonna thank God that we went through that. So now we learning,
because it also
situation.
makes you stronger.
It makes you
for the
10
next
times
one.
stronger, 10 times stronger. Cause He like, look, if I don't take you through this now, when this other thing hit you,
ain't gonna never want to face it.
You ain't gonna never want to face it. But then when this other thing hit you, you ain't gonna know what to do. You gonna be lost. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I have to take you through this so you can understand something. Like, understand it. Like I said before, when this other thing hit you,
ain't gonna never want to face it.
You ain't gonna never want to face it. But then when this other thing hit you, you ain't gonna know what to do. You gonna be lost. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I have to take you through this so you can understand something. Like, understand it. Like I said before, this is me. Like, understand it. This is me. Look at me while you're going through this. Like, don't pay attention. Don't pay attention to nothing else. So in this sense of them seeing those giants, God the whole time is saying, don't pay attention to them. Don't be afraid of them, because at this time, I will fight for you. I will do all for you. Just possess the land. Like, that's all you got to do.
Not even just possess it. Just believe it.
Just believe it. So go through this. So basically, they were supposed to go through this land, and if conflict would have started, God gonna already be there. They not supposed to worry about that.
They weren't supposed to do nothing.
Do nothing. Just walk in there. Do what you had to do.
Just walk in it. And
then that's it. That's what we have to do. That's something that we as Christians need to do. And I'm talking about myself.
People in general.
So it's like, when you have a calling, you have different things that God has told you to do, and you don't do them. That could have been for somebody that was dealing with a certain thing that could have helped them at that time, or just could have been something to even, not just for elevation, but to elevate you in a different level than where you at right now. So if you're not per se successful, or you're not seeing the things that you should see at this time that you think you should be seeing, it's because of the decision that you made. God probably told you to do something back then that you didn't do, and you could have been in a whole different, you know what I'm saying?
I think about it on a daily.
About what?
Like some stuff that we had to get over.
Yeah.
And it was just like, just thought if I would have just kept on holding on to that, it would have been so much destruction.
So much destruction. It would have been bad. Like, you just got to think, like, at some point in time, you got to let that go and just...
Oh, because it's going to make its way out.
It's going to, yeah, definitely.
Whether you want to say it or not, it's going to make whatever it is that you're dealing with is going to come out. Someone's going to see it. Someone's going to hear about it. Someone's going to bring it up, whatever the case may be. Oh, it's like a parent. I'm going to find out. Regardless.
In this sense, they trying to talk amongst themselves in the tents, like, God don't hear us, or in their minds, like, oh yeah, He don't hear us, or how we thinking, or something like that. We gonna get away with this of how we're thinking. God, like, no, I know exactly what y'all thinking. Like, not
only that, they said the Lord hated them. He hated us. He delivered us from Pharaoh just to bring us here to the Amorites to be destroyed.
They slandering God like at this point.
Slandering at this point. So as we go further down, verse 33 of chapter 1, he said. He went into, this is Moses, still telling me, he who went in the way before you to search out a place for you to pitch your tents in fire by night to show you by what way you should go, and in a cloud by day. Like, God didn't only just bring you from Egypt out of your, worrisome with Pharaoh. Who was the one that brought you to the wilderness and watched over you? Who was the one that giving you food from heaven? Who was the one that giving you water as you're making your way through this journey? Who was the one that went forth to make sure that when you were pitching your tent that there was no wild animal or no enemy around that was encamping closer to you that you were not aware of? Who was the one who giving you the light at night You know, how you were able to start a fire to find your way through as you're still traveling in the wilderness. Who was the one to guide us throughout the day in the clouds? Who was the one to do it? Like, you guys are missing the bigger picture here. Like, he has brought us so far and we are so close. Like, let's not give up hope now. But it's like, you guys still already don't believe, so your hope is already gone. You still don't believe.
Still don't believe. They was getting, God was showing them how to go, where to go by a cloud in the daytime.
Right, but at that point they were still, the main thing was they were lacking faith.
They was lacking faith the whole time.
It
wasn't real for them. Because they loved the fact that they was getting all the,
how would you say that?
I'm not going to say residue, but what I'm going to say is they was loving the fact that they was getting all the benefits.
Yeah.
From God. Yes, this, that, and the third. We are out
but
of
they
Egypt.
weren't truly
We're
believing
out of bondage.
it.
But they was not truly in it. Like, I can't remember where it's at, but Jesus had told, because somebody wanted to follow Jesus, and Jesus had told them, drop everything and follow me. They started second guessing they thought, of following Jesus. So
leave
just
everything
leave
behind.
everything and follow me.
Yep.
And for us, that's hard. You say
Real
you got a
hard.
big business, you got all this money, and Jesus like, I want you to drop all that, stop all that, follow me. Just leave it alone and follow me. Not knowing that in the end,
You might get that back twice fold, 10 times fold, or 10.
tenfold, whatever the case may be. Matter of fact, in heaven, he got mansions. Like, he is building a place for us in heaven already. So it's like, but we don't think about that. We think about what we see. Like I said, we think about what we see right now.
In the physical.
We're not thinking ahead in the future tense or nothing like that. We're not thinking that way. We're just thinking about right now, what's happening right now, what can I get right now, and just,
how can I get it the quickest way possible?
Yep, microwave. That's it. Put that boy on for 10 seconds. Yeah, it's done. It ain't done.
I don't know what you eat for 10 seconds.
It ain't done.
It ain't made right. It ain't got no love in it.
Yeah.
It ain't made
nobody
right.
foot in that joint. So
But this is Moses' dialogue with them. Like, who was the one that has brought us this far? Like, you guys gotta believe something. This ain't just happening just to happen to this group of people. You gotta believe something.
The thing about it is, even though that's kind of how Moses was, like he didn't see where God was trying to take him when he first came to him. Like, just think about a burning bush, and then you hearing a voice out that burning bush. You like, oh.
First of all, I probably would have walked away like,
what's
this
going
ain't.
on? Like, hey.
And I would have probably missed out too, because I don't walk
you
away.
See what I'm saying? Am I tweaking? And then he even told God, like, I can't speak. I got a speech impediment. Like, that's why he said, I'm gonna send Aaron and with you to talk for
My
you.
face itching.
And even that whole thing. But now look at Moses, to where now he's able to speak to the people from whatever he hears from God, and he's speaking to, like, thousands of people.
And the crazy part, I was just saying, like, they lucky they had Moses. They're very lucky, because they didn't even know how to. They couldn't even go to God, really, because of how they were. They were already messed up.
They was already messed up. And just think about it. Like I said, just think if he would have just stopped.
Who?
Moses would have just been like, this ain't for me.
Yeah. Or just think if he was on the journey, would have been like, I'm done. Y'all find your own way. I would have been like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
I know for a fact Moses was tired, dude.
And then it doesn't help when you got nagging people behind you, unbelieving people behind you. I mean, that's just like people that we have in our lives in general. You tell them the good news of everything, and then it's just like they're just so negative, and you're just like, I don't even want to be around you at this point, but I gotta still keep you for some odd reason. Because
my thing is, like, when it comes to, like, you have those certain people, like, okay, let's go this way. This might get on people. This might make somebody mad, but oh well. But suicide. it becomes selfish because you can constantly come to somebody who is dealing with that type of thing, and they're constantly telling you all the bad things, all the bad things, all the bad things. Like, who wants a friend that's gonna constantly say the same thing every 3 months or every 5 months or every year? We get to talking.
That's how you get. I mean, that is how some people are. Yeah. I hate to say it, but and like I said, in general, like people in general, it's draining.
It's draining, like, cause
okay, I'm trying to help, you know,
yeah.
Or
you be like, hey, yeah, I got you. I'll go do this for you, this, that, and third. And then months to come, I'm still dealing with this. Still, what are you doing? Like in your free time, like what are you really doing? Like you said earlier, are you soaking in this? Like, what are you truly doing? Or are you seeking to get help and that you want help? Like, people that seek help don't necessarily want the help. They just want, like I said before, a cheerleader. That's it. They just want somebody to tell them something so they can feel good for a couple of days, and then that's it. The next thing you know, they constantly going back to that same cheerleader. Yeah, you gonna be alright. Nah.
That's why it's not good to have a whole bunch of people around you that don't really mean what they say.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just generally speaking. Like, if I had a whole bunch of friends that were cheerleaders, like, girl, you doing it right, and I know I'm messing up, I don't even.
You want somebody.
I want someone to tell me, like, look, you being this, and I'm sick of it, and your attitude is horrible, Ariana, and
you need
all
friends
types of stuff
to critique you, like, for real, like that constructive criticism, to where they like, look, I understand you going in this route, but I don't. Think about it this way, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Somebody that's gonna really be there for you and understand, like, hey,
you kids look young.
Kids out today? What's? Oh, they must be out of school or something right now.
No, today's the 26th.
I think so.
No, I think it's tomorrow. I think their last day is tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh well.
But,
summertime. But yeah, it's just
my dress.
But yeah, it's like you have those people, they don't want the help, they don't want to strive to get help. They think they're looking for help, but it's all in the wrong places, because you got the people that's gonna tell them what they want to hear, and then that's what they want to hear at that point in time to keep them in where they're in.
You know how much you know how bad that is for your own personal being. Like, for someone to keep telling you what you want to hear, because it's going to come a time you're going to be in the real world and someone going to tell you no, and you're going to be sick.
You're going to be sick. Like,
I ain't never heard no before. I don't know how to deal with no.
I ain't going to lie to you. Them people on American Idol, back when that boy was...
Yeah, half of them couldn't sing. It was the truth.
Half of them couldn't sing, and they would have a story where, like, yeah, my family was telling me I was a singer ever since I was a little baby.
They ain't want to hurt your
feelings. They should have told you, hey, yeah, you might want to go this route.
My grandma would have told me, listen, you got what it takes. Turn that music off, turn it down, do something, you know.
Like, I remember
that would have been funny.
My mom used to she used to get on me because back when I used to stay with her, you know, I used to make music, but I didn't have no structure with my music. It was just, I don't know what I was saying. I thought I knew, but it wasn't, you know. And so kind of, she like, turn that much down, turn it down, it's too loud. I'm like, I can't even do that.
No, grandma would have told me, like, look,
yeah,
it ain't working out. But she been beating her, turn it down. Between me and JJ, listen. But my goodness.
It's you don't want those type of people around you, for real.
Because you'll never personally grow. You never personally grow.
You will never personally grow if they in your circle.
And then on top of it, you got to stop and think, this is the even bigger picture. God ain't gonna always tell you yes.
He's not gonna
always tell you to go for it. He's not gonna always sit there and say, "Ooh, you got it." He gonna be there, but he gonna tell you, not yet.
Yeah.
No.
And see,
wait a little while.
Exactly. That's the
Fix
thing
this.
about it. The delay doesn't necessarily mean deny. You know what I mean? So just because you have to wait, that don't mean it's not coming. You see what I'm saying? So for those people that's dealing with that, like, just because somebody is telling you to, you know, do this in this type of fashion, as long as it's in there, as long as that person, whoever's telling you that, is, you know, their motive is true and is pure, listen to them. Don't ask for help if you don't want to listen to the person that's trying to give you help. Like, it ain't no point in asking for help at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might as well just, you know, soak in it by yourself, because you can't get no help if you don't want it. So it's like, but when those people do come around to help you, take the time to listen to them. I know it's hard for those people to listen because they ain't never listened to nobody like that. They like, oh, well, I just been doing this like this, that, and the third. Like, that ain't been working. So, you know.
But they lucky they had Moses, because boy, he was basically their intercessor right there
at the time.
He was their intercessor at the time, because like you said earlier, and like I thought of last night when I read this, it's crazy because you didn't go to Jesus, you went straight to God.
Yeah,
you were dealing straight with God.
Straight with God, like.
And as we go further down, it was just like they hurt you. Oh, where am I at? Because I just went in. Where were I at?
You were at
34.
Yeah.
And the Lord heard the voice of your words and was wroth and swear, saying. So you heard them talking in the tent, because they thought they can go in the tent and not talk amongst Moses, but he heard what they was talking with the other you know, children of Israel. He heard it. He heard what they were saying. He heard probably the cussing and the swearing, and ain't no telling what else they was saying besides what the Bible says right here. Ain't no telling what else they was saying. But all I know is it made God really upset, because he really went and told Moses, like, look, he said, next verse 35, surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land, which I swear to give. My eyeballs is messing up.
Good. Which I swear to give unto your fathers.
Which I swear to give unto your fathers.
That right there.
It messed them up.
Messed them up. All because of disobedience and fear.
And lack of faith. Those are the main three things. Lack of faith, fear, and disobedience. All because of fear, lack of faith, and disobedience, the children of Israel and Moses, they ain't get to see that land.
They did not get to see that land.
And he was so mad. He was so mad. He told Moses, and you not seeing it either. I would have been sick. I would have been so mad.
All because of Moses. I can't remember exactly what it was. Basically, God told him to do something to a rock, and Moses ended up doing. I think Moses ended up like breaking the rock, but God didn't tell him to do that. I think he told him like to like touch it or something.
I don't know.
It was. Really? I think it might be. I don't know if it might be in Deuteronomy, but it also might be in Exodus too. We gonna find that or whatever. But it's just like, man, when you really think about it. Because Moses, when God told Moses to do that certain thing, Moses wasn't thinking about the promised land, like, you know, going to the promised land. You know, that was still the mission, but he wasn't thinking that. He wasn't thinking
about that.
He wasn't thinking like in the sense of, oh, I might not go because of this. He got close, but he didn't go and see the land.
And God just basically said, none of these men of this evil generation. You're not seeing it, bro. And you not seeing it. In a discussion, period, point blank.
And they were supposed to see it.
Now, verse 36, it says, save Caleb, the son of, say that word.
Jephunneh.
Okay.
I like that name.
No. But you don't get no ideas. I was saying it last night, but I don't know if it was right. But he says, save Caleb. He shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he hath trodden upon, and to his children, because he hath wholly followed the Lord. He ain't halfway, he ain't 25%, he ain't 30%, he 100% followed the Lord. Y'all not gonna see it. Moses, you not gonna see it. So give it to Caleb. Matter of fact, save Caleb, so I can give it to Caleb. You know? Also, the Lord was angry with me for your sakes, saying, thou also shalt not go in thither. He was angry with me for y'all. Because I don't know if, like I said before, Moses should have just been like, come on, let's go, let's do it.
That could have been a part of it too.
Yeah, like, you're not about to, quit now. You're not about to be disobedient now. He was just more so like, I can't make them do it. They don't want to do it.
Yeah, God probably really wanted him to like, hey, yo, had that like true like, like of course Moses had that passion, but it was like God probably wanted him to go a little step further into that like constructive criticism. Hey,
I mean, but it's like how we go to church. Our pastor tell us what we need to hear, and he be like, listen, I don't care how it may make you feel, it may offend some people, but I'm just doing what God telling me to do.
Exactly.
And so he just have to do what the Lord tell him to do, because if he don't, then that's disobedience on his part.
Exactly. And then he got to deal with that on his own.
Right. But, he was just like, they not going in there. You not going in there. Because y'all think I'm playing.
And it's so crazy that Roger already talked about it on Sunday. If you would have did what I told you to do.
Yeah, I was thinking about that last night. Was like, wait a minute, God.
That makes so much sense.
It's resonating. It's like I said,
and it's
God
coming
is
from two different. We came from two different scriptures than where he came from, and it's still like hitting. Like, if you would have just did what I told
Adam,
you to do.
if you would have just did what I told you,
Adam. See, y'all be getting excited. Like, oh, listen, if you was at church. Y'all know exactly what we saying. Oh my goodness, if you would have did what I told you to do. My mama told me so many I told you not to.
Well, yeah, you got a warning. My grandma, we ain't did it, she came up. Come up instantly, because she already done told us like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
After that, she just come in out of nowhere and you getting tagged. I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. Like, if you not listening to what I just sat up here and told you to do. Like, and my grandma was big on discipline, so she don't mind me saying that, but it's the truth. If you would have just did what I told you to do.
And it just, that's what I said earlier, like it caused them to be in a situation that they was not supposed to be in.
Exactly. They could have avoided it. And that goes like what I just said. If there were some things that we did not work out between each other,
yeah,
it wouldn't work out.
It would have been rocky, like for real rocky.
Yeah. Not even that, just within ourselves coming into this.
Yeah.
You can't. Oh my gosh, you just said it.
What?
You said it would have been rocky.
Yeah.
The foundation would have been, we was just talking. Listen, y'all, we was just talking about that at church. Foundation would have just been
It would have been off.
And eventually, it just gonna fall.
Exactly.
It's like you going to God and he's like, all right, take 6 steps forward. You take 6 steps forward. Then you find yourself doing stupid stuff. Now you taking negative 13 back because
they got
you
a
done
chance.
Literally.
They right there at the land they're supposed to possess. And fear set in right there.
The enemy was like, yeah, nope. Checkmate. That's exactly what he did. Checkmate.
And bro, just think about
Checkmate.
Just think about it. The people that's already in the land didn't even do that. I don't know if they did anything yet or whatever. The people that they saw in there. So all the giants, all that stuff. They most likely didn't even do nothing. They probably peeked in. Oh no. And then that's it. You see what I'm saying? They didn't even get it. What they did say they went in there, got the fruit, and said it was good and all that. So
they looked in there,
yeah,
because they was the scouts. They looked in there,
but
they messed everybody else up because they came back and listen.
That's what I'm saying. They messed everybody up before anything ever really happened. They just looked with their eyes and said, "Oh, dang, yeah, that ain't the people not gonna like that." So,
but even if they was to come back and say, "Look, y'all, it's giants. They taller than us," It was your choice either to still continue forth or choose not to, and they chose not to.
Exactly. Chose not to.
They chose not to. Where am I at?
But yeah. That right there.
Verse 38, but Joshua the son of Nun, which standeth before thee, he shall go in thither. Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. And we did read Joshua a while ago, but I'm pretty sure we're going to probably go back to it here soon. But
yeah,
Joshua just took the placement of Moses.
Yeah, and God was basically telling Moses, go ahead and get Joshua ready.
Train him up, encourage him.
And Joshua was the main, he was like one of the top.
Because he was battling.
I guess you can say like I don't know the rankings like that, but I
don't know.
I'd say right now a general. So like a general guard. Like
he had a lot of battles.
He up there, making sure he's enforcing different portions of the army, or what I'm saying, like he making sure when it's time to fight, Joshua in the front, But yeah, if you would have did what I told you to do, man.
So he told him, like, look, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, encourage Joshua right now. Tell him what's going on, because they're going to go and inherit it, but y'all are not inheriting it. I bet you Moses was like, you want me to go and encourage somebody I can't even see? I can't even see it.
I know he was sick. I know.
That's like,
I know.
What is example? What is an example?
Job.
What?
When God told him to pray for his friends in order for
them to be restored, and him to be restored.
And of course, at that time, I know Job was like simmering, just like, okay, because at that time, it's like they done told you all this, you done seen their true colors, they done did you dirty, like, you know what I mean? They talking about your family, you probably not gonna have no family no more, all because of what they think, and that's not the true, what it is. They can't even tell you what it is that you did. And then God like, yeah, go ahead and pray for him.
Because he already seen the hate that was human. He already seen it. He already seen it.
Go ahead and pray for him.
He already seen it. It was just like, here's a mic. You be like,
go ahead and speak.
And you better not think nothing negative better than, okay. Because he already listening. But yeah.
Ooh-wee, that type of stuff will catch you off guard. You like, oh, man.
But he said, verse 40, but as for you, turn you and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea.
Telling them to go back.
I take six steps forward and you going negative 13 steps back.
Bad. And oh my goodness, I would have. And they going back with no guide, no roadmap, blindly. They going back.
Then ye answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Lord. We will go up and fight according to all that the Lord our God hath commanded us. And when ye had girded on every man his weapons of war, you were ready to go up into the hill. So now they like, look, we don't want that. We gonna go out there. We gonna fight. We gonna go out there. We gonna fight. Like, just we about put that weapon on. Like, we about to go up there and fight.
Yo, put your clothes on.
Yeah, that's how it is. And even with God, he be like, look, I told you. Now I'm like, dang, I'm okay. All right. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give y'all a really funny story, and it's a quick story, but it's a funny story. So when I was working last year, I went on my lunch break, and I clocked out, and I was starving because food at work was horrible. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the gas station and get me the little pizza box, some chips, something to drink, and I'm gonna put gas in my car. Well, when I pulled up, there was a man standing outside.
I remember this day. Yeah. Crazy.
He messed me up. When he was standing outside, he was just looking at the car, and I just kept saying, I don't got it. And I had it. Yeah. But I had 90% of my money on the card. So I've always used my card. But I had like probably a couple dollars in my purse. But I'm like, I don't got it. I'm rushing. I'm hungry. I'm ready I got to get gas. I got to get back to work. Like, 15, 30 minutes. I'm about to clock out and go home. I'm ready.
Yeah.
So I go in the store. The man asked me for it. I said, I don't got it, sir. I'm sorry. Knowing good and well, I had it in my purse, but it was just a couple dollars. So I'm thinking, that's whatever. Like, I'm about to get my food, go pump some gas. I put my food up there. I told the lady, hey, I just need this amount of money on gas on this pump. She said, all right, cool. Y'all, my mind was just gone. I got in the car and sped off. I sped off. My drive was like 2 minutes from the gas pump. I sped off. I pull up in the parking lot. I'm eating my food. I look at my gas tank.
Didn't even put gas in.
I ain't even put no gas in there. And I'm like, oh my. And y'all, I had paid that day. I had used cash. I had used my card in the inside. Normally, I pay for my gas at the pump my gas, then I go in the inside. But that day, I went to the inside to do one full transaction. Mm-hmm. So now I'm upset. And now I'm speeding back to the store. And now I'm like, this is what you get. Because he told you to give that man those couple of dollars, and you said you ain't got it.
If you would have dealt with that.
So I pulled up at the gas station. Somebody was at my spot. Y'all I was just like, that's it. I ain't got no gas to get home. That's it. Like, They got it. So I run inside. I had grabbed the money. No, I run inside and I tell the lady, look, I'm sorry. I was just here. I said I had paid for gas on that pump. There's a guy at that pump. And I don't know if he used it or not. I said, but I don't know. I don't know if you can refund my money back on my card or what. Like, I don't know. And she said, oh, honey, don't worry about it. He used his card at the machine.
It's still on there.
It was still sitting there. And I was just like, but he's at, and she said, oh no, he used his card at the machine. So your money is still showing that it's sitting there. So I waited till he moved, put gas in my car. As I'm putting gas in my car, that same man looking at me laughing. Because he knew. He already knew. And I said, all right, I'm going to just give him with all I got in here, because I should have just did it in the beginning, and exactly. I didn't. So I go to him, and I said, here you go, sir. And he started laughing. He said, thank you. I said, you're welcome. But he already knew. And it was just like, God was just like, I told you from the beginning.
Yeah.
Give him some money. Even if it was a couple dollars, give it to him. Mm-hmm. And you was so busy, worried about yourself, worried about doing stuff for yourself, worried about this, rushing. Mm-hmm. I don't got the time to do it. Yeah. So you didn't want to do it when I asked you to. So now you got to leave. And not only that, you left, you came back, and you lucky you came back in time, because somebody could have just stole your gas. But it was still waiting for you. Still waiting for you, surprisingly. And not only that, now you got to give that man that money. And now he going to sit here and laugh in your face, because he know exactly what you just did. Nobody else had, nobody else gave him no money. Nobody else said nothing to him. It was as soon as I pulled up at the gas station, he looked dead at my car, and I said, I don't got it. And I had to turn right back around and go back and give it to him, which is crazy. I mean, for them, they had to go back to the wilderness.
Go right back to the wilderness.
No guide, like you said. No way, no none of that. They were just going right back to where they started. Yeah. And like I said, they saying, look, we're gonna go up, we're gonna fight, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And the Lord said unto me, saying to Moses, tell them, go not up there, neither fight, for I am not among you, lest you be smitten before your enemies. So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord. You done rebelled again. Mm-hmm. After I just told you that he just told me to tell y'all, don't go up there, don't fight, because he's not going to be with us this time. You rebelled and went anyways, and went presumptuously up into the hill. And the Amorites, which dwelt in that mountain, came out against you and chased you as bees do, and destroyed you in Seir, even unto Hormah. So now, the first time they ain't see you, because you was the first time they ain't see you.
Exactly.
Because God covering was over you.
Still.
Now you go up there after he has taken his covering off of you, and they see you. But I warned you, don't go up there. I'm still sovereign and gracious enough to tell you, don't go up there. Just turn around and go back to the wilderness by the Red Sea. Just turn around. No, we're gonna go up there. We're gonna go up there. We're gonna go up there now.
They trying
and
to
half
fight.
of y'all done got killed.
They trying to fight for God in order for them to prove to God we still love you. We still adore you.
They were not trying to fight for God. They realized they done messed up.
That's
and now they trying to fix what they done messed up.
That's what I'm saying about trying to
fight. So you're trying to be, maybe if we can, patch it up a little bit, maybe he'll let us get there. No.
They thought that, if we can destroy the Amorites, he'll take us back. No, it don't work like that.
He ain't taking us back for the simple fact he told us and we rebelled.
Rebellion.
We chose not to go and possess the land. We chose again. We rebelled by being slanderous toward him and speaking bad of him, and he heard it. And then he tell you again, don't go up there. Don't go and fight them people, because I'm not with you. You ain't got my covering. You ain't got my guidance. You ain't got my protection. They go up there presumptuously. They look at Moses and was like, tuh. They just at that point, they was like, tuh. Like, whatever.
Yeah, to be honest.
That's like us looking at our parents. Tuh. Okay. Okay. When I get my hands on you. Okay. Exactly. Or whenever that situation come back and put his hands on you.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Went up there anyways, and they got beat up. As we can say, they got beat up. Some of them died. Some of them didn't make it back. And not only that, you ain't got no guidance. You ain't got no covering. You ain't got no protection. You ain't got no light. You probably ain't got no food. And you ain't got no water. You ain't got nothing.
And that's a long journey back.
So, and ye returned and wept before the Lord, but the Lord would not hearken to your voice, nor give ear unto you. So when you finally came back, and when we do it, God, I'm sorry. God, I messed up again. I knew I shouldn't have did that, or I knew I shouldn't have been there, or I knew I shouldn't went and stole that, and he's just like, I'm sick of listening, because I told you.
That's like being on your deathbed and you really trying to give your life to Christ.
I told you.
And he like, I told you time and time again. You waited till your deathbed to give it all up. It's too late.
Oh, it's too late. But he said it in here too. He said it. Ye shall not respect, let me go right here. Verse 17, he said, ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. But ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it. So whenever you are dealing with something that is too hard for you, bring it to me.
Yep.
But as you stated before, so many of us wait till our deathbed to bring it to him, and it's too late.
You don't want to hear it at that point.
It's too late.
But yeah.
So he not listening to them. They going back. They crying. They weeping. They beat up. Half of them dead. Like, we struggling. We ain't got no food. We ain't got no water. Our feet are killing us. And he was just like, look. So ye abode in Kadesh many days according unto the days that ye abode there. 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. All because of fear, lack of faith, and disobedience, the children of Israel and Moses had to wander through the desert and the wilderness for 40 years.
40 years, man.
All because they didn't want to go and possess land that was already ours for the taking.
That was already ours. You just had to walk in it. Like
that's
you said.
A harsh punishment.
A harsh punishment.
That is a harsh punishment. That for us, we messed up one time. God like, all right. They messed up. He said, okay, I'm giving you 40 years. Since you can't do it now, I'm going to give you 40 long years to think about it. I would have been sick.
40 years, bro.
I would have been sick.
40 years.
40 years. I did the math last night. I said, okay, I'm this age now. Because I just had to. You would have
been 60.
I would have been, yeah. I would have been 60.
62. I mean,
63.
63.
I would have been 63. I'm
but
23 now.
You 63, but you not in the promised land.
That's what I'm saying. You not even there. When I read, y'all, we just read the whole chapter. Verse 1.
We just read the whole chapter.
You know, when I thought about it last night, I was just like, man, that's crazy. I'm 23 now.
Would have been 63 coming back.
63 and only got probably a couple more years to live depending on my health.
Exactly. And now you got probably the next Pharaoh. Oh, y'all back. What's good with y'all? Yeah. Round them up.
63 trying to build some stuff. Like, listen.
And
but what I'm saying is like, don't be like what?
Don't be like one man, Adam.
Don't let.
Do what you told. We telling y'all this.
Don't let fear, your lack of faith, don't let your disobedience, pretty much, don't let your inner conflicts mess you up and cause you 40 years.
Don't let it destroy you.
Because I'm 23. God told me for all the crap I done, all right, Aaron, you got 40 years. You sentenced to 40 years. I ain't messing with you for 40 years.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That ain't sweet. And then I'm 63.
Bro. 63 going backwards. We not talking about 63 going forward into the promised land, you know, eating good, living longer. No. We talking about going back. Back.
From where you rescued me from.
Exactly.
We going back.
Y'all see we got on different clothes, so yeah, we had to redo it, basically. Had to redo a little small part, so y'all bear with us. But we still in Deuteronomy chapter 1, though, and we're going to pick up where we was just talking about the, what's his name? What you said, yeah.
Yeah, so don't let your disobedience cause you 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
Being that the children of Israel rebelled against God and also rebelled against Moses because they didn't hearken unto what God was telling Moses, it caused them to lose out on 40 years.
Yes.
Instead of being, already into the promised land, now God is like, take your journey back into the wilderness. Back. And so they had to go back.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they wandered for 40 years.
For 40 years in a big old circle.
Just going in a circle.
Big old circle.
Deuteronomy 2 says, then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. As the Lord spake unto me, and we compassed Mount Seir many days. So he told him, since you was disobedient, since you rebelled, since you didn't listen to what I was saying to you, I told you not to go and fight the Amorites.
Yeah.
The second time I told you, don't go up there, don't fight them because I am not with you. You didn't want to go and possess the land when I asked you to. You didn't want to go and possess the land when I told you to. Mm-hmm. You had strife. You had, you were being slanderous towards me, and how you were basically just saying like, I brought you out of captivity just to bring you to be captive or to be killed. You know, you're not listening to what I have planned for you. And because you fear of the things that you see on the physical, now it is causing you to suffer spiritually.
Yeah.
So now, since you didn't act on what I wanted you to act on, that is part of rebellion. That is part of disobedience. That is also another part of lack of faith. Yeah. And that is also fear. So since you can't do what I asked you to do, you, Moses and the children of Israel, take your journey back into the wilderness. And since you didn't listen, you have 40 years to think about it.
40 years.
40 years.
Dude, that would suck, bro. Like,
yeah.
40 years. And we didn't already did the calculation. So it's like we will be in our 60s.
We will be, you know, we're 23. So if God was just like, okay, 63. I'm sick of playing with you. You got 40 years of a sentence to think about what you did. I will be 63. It will not be in the promised land, bro, prospering or anything. I will be sitting in the wilderness, walking about. Now, granted, he was with them. You know, he provided food and water for them as they, you know, was in the wilderness. But it was just like you missed out on so much when you could have already been there.
Yeah, they was right. They was right there.
They were right there.
They was right there. And then now, all because of, like you said, disobedience and just the lack of faith and really the courage and the
and just not even, you know, to the point where they didn't acknowledge him.
No,
because Moses even said it, like, who watched for you at night as you pitched your tents? You know, who was there providing you light so you can see through the wilderness and the darkness? You know, who was providing you navigation through the clouds? You know, who has provided food and water this entire time? Who has kept you, you know, healthy to where you didn't die of starvation or didn't die of exhaustion? You know, do you guys not remember what I did for you? What he did for us when we were leaving, you know, trying to flee away from Pharaoh? Like, you didn't even acknowledge him then. You're not acknowledging him now. So how do you expect him to work?
Exactly, because he's not gonna work for you like that if you just not gonna acknowledge him. There's no point. You know what I'm saying? That's like you wanting help from somebody, but you really, every time somebody try to help you, you keep pushing them off. So it's like, how can I help you? You don't want the help. So
right. And it just shows you how merciful God is in general towards us, because like I said, he knows our heart already. He knows our true intentions. Yet even when we do not acknowledge him like we're supposed to, he still makes a way for us just to show us like, hey, I'm still here. I still care about you. You know, I still want you to get this thing. But if you're not willing to get it, you will never get it. Yeah. You will never get it. If you're not willing to see me, if you're not willing to understand, you know, why do I have to, why does it take me to keep trying to show you miracle signs and wonders if you really don't believe?
Yeah. Because you're supposed to be able to believe without that stuff. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be able to believe him for just really, truly who he is.
Yep.
And that you was able to make it another day.
But that is something that, you know, we as humans, we struggle with. You know, we want God to work on our behalf 24/7, but yet we don't want to take the time to acknowledge him. We don't want to give him his time. We don't want to move when he tell us to move. You know, we get stubborn and we feel like, no, this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And then when we move, we mess it up.
Exactly.
We mess it completely up. And that's exactly what they did. When they moved on their own timing, on their own times, they got smitten by their enemies. But when God told them to move and go and scout the land at the beginning, they didn't, you know, the enemies didn't even know they was there watching. They didn't even know they were there scouting the land. They didn't see them, you know, nothing bothered them. But when God took his covering off of them, when he told them, like, look, if you go up there and try to proceed after I told you not to, because now you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So now I know you're not wanting to do it for the right reasons. Now you want to do it because I told you got to turn back around. So now you're trying to pacify it and patch it up and be like, okay, we're going to go and fight. We're going to go and fight. God's like, no. I asked you. I told you. You rebelled. So now you want to do it on your terms. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to be with you this time. They're going to see you. They're going to catch you. Yeah. It would be war. It would be a battle. Half of them probably, died in that moment.
Probably
died in that moment.
Disobeying. It ain't good. Like, disobeying for real. That's the
warning comes before destruction. He gave them a clear warning. He told Moses to tell them, do not proceed into that mountain. And Moses told him, he told us not to go. And they didn't even listen to Moses. It was more like, we're going to go up here and we're going to do this because now you see it's beneficial. Now you see it's beneficial for you.
Now you don't want to get in trouble.
Not even that. Now you don't want to turn back around because you feel like, I done came this long, all this way. I don't want to turn back around, so I'm going to go do it now.
Don't think about it now.
It's too late.
You wasn't really worried about it. You was complaining the whole time on the way. So it's like, don't even think about it and try to revert back now. Like, it is no point.
They had to wander for 40 years, y'all.
40 years.
In the wilderness. And as they were wandering, think about all the other people that got to see the promised land before them. All the other people that got to enjoy whatever it is that God was blessing them with. Think about all that.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was in the land of Canaan where the promised land was at. When they took their stuff. And that was the promised land right there. I'm like, ooh.
They were close.
They were
super close.
They probably had to go through like probably 1 or 2 cities or something like that just to get to the promised land. That's it. So about a couple of days or something, and then they got the promised land. So it's like, bro, come on, bro. All you have to do is just scout this part right here and then
walk in it
and take what they had. It was already yours. Like, that's the thing.
It was already yours.
It was already yours. But you got scared of
what you
saw. Them giants. Like,
they saw the giants. Then they said this place is walled up to the heavens. They
saw how big it was. They like, yo, what?
These men are taller than us. These men are greater than us. These men are warlike. Like,
they already failed.
Because you was already letting fear set in.
That wheel started turning too quick, bruh. They start jotting down everything that's
the fruit of the land is good. Yeah, the land that God want to give us is good, but we got a problem, and that's exactly what they did. They came and spread fear, and when they spread fear, you basically diminished your faith. That was it.
Right there, within a couple minutes, you diminished it that quick. You
had doubt. And if you have doubt, then you got doubt when it comes to God.
Yeah.
You will always have doubt when it comes to him. If he say move, you be like, If he say go, you be like, If he say go back, you like, But it's for a reason. Everything is for a reason.
Everything is for a reason. Everything.
It's whether you want to listen or not. And like I said, disobedience is one of the things that we all struggle with. Because we feel like if it ain't my way, it's the highway. And sometimes it be us on that highway for days and days and days, upon months, upon years, upon whatever you want to call it. You're sitting on that same highway just driving and don't have no destination.
Yeah, you just going.
You just going.
Don't know
that's
where
what they went through. They just wandered. Until he was like, okay, I'm tired of you. I'm not tired. You've passed this place long enough. But he let them sit and wander for 40 years. Because he's like, well, since you don't want to listen, and you guys got to stop and think, they were dealing with God back then.
This is before Jesus came here on earth. Jesus was always with God the whole time. But before he actually was here on earth physically, to help us all out. You know what I mean? So yeah, you dealing with just strictly God. That's a whole nother ball game. Like, if you don't do what he say right then in that moment, you don't know what's about to happen to you next. Like, because everybody's punishment is so different. He could have said something else within that 40 years. Or he could have added more time. He could have been like 100 years. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You going back. Like, you about to be wandering for 100 years. I'm going to be with you, but you going to be wandering too. Mm-hmm. Come on. Like,
100 years.
Imagine that, 100 years instead
and so
of 40.
So many of us, you know, we get chance after chance. But he was like, all right, 40 years is your sentence.
How many years has it been for y'all? Ooh. I know it's been long years for me, boy. Like spiritually, boy, a whole bunch of them years. Wondering, thinking I'm supposed to be doing this and I'm not supposed to be doing this. Like, man. But shoot. Boy, that's
tough.
That's tough. For
That's
real.
real tough.
40 years, bro. We wouldn't even better pass the first day. We be like, what is that? Like, nah, come on.
40
bro.
years. I keep saying it because if that was me, like I said, if he was like, all right, I'm tired of you. You done did too much. It's time for you to learn your lesson. You got 40 years.
That sucks.
I would be 63 years old.
That's worse than jail if you think about it.
I would be 63 years old, stuck in the same spot, have not moved, have not grown, have not prospered. You know, God is with me, but I'm at a standstill pretty much. And I'm just wandering in circles. Just wandering.
It's like, bro, like,
I mean, when COVID first hit, and we was on lockdown for almost 2 years, it drove me insane.
Yeah, so, can't go nowhere, can't really eat out. You like, hold on, my man. It's like, what's going on,
and it changed all the store times, and
Walmart don't stay open as late as it used to.
And the only store we were going to was Rose's. I got sick of going to Rose's. So imagine how upset they were going around the same stuff.
The same
exact stuff.
Bro, that's a long time, bro. 40 years, bro. And you just seeing the same. You like, oh, we about to pass this mountain again. Oh, there go mountain something. There go this mountain. There go this village. Like, come on, bro. I know they was just like, how many years we got? Oh, yeah, this only the first day, man. We still got a long way to go.
As a matter of fact.
That is a long time, bruh. What you about to do?
I'm about to Google it.
Got to see how many days that is. That's a lot of days. I bet you that's probably about.
Hold on. Ooh.
10,000.
Nope.
Ooh.
14,000.
Oh.
600 days is in 40 years.
Oh my. Oh nah. Oh nah, bro.
14,600 days.
And bro, just think about it.
They just wandering.
You walking, bro. Ain't no driving. Ain't no on the bikes. Like,
yeah.
Ain't no skateboards. You walking that whole time. Now you might have camels and stuff, but them camels gonna get tired. Like, you gonna have to get off of them.
That's
walking.
even if you had that, because those were expensive back then.
Exactly. And then you walking in sandals that's only about this thick, bruh. So you know them boys you hearing straight sand or whatever, desert like or whatever the you know what I'm saying, the wilderness really was. So
but thank God for grace, because he could have just said, all right, I'm destroying all y'all.
Bruh, easily he could have said that.
All right, I'm not gonna provide enough food or no water.
But he's sovereign enough to allow them those years still be with them.
Now in that 40 years, if you chose to be disobedient, you was probably gonna fall off, you know, eventually.
Yeah,
if you still chose even after that point to be disobedient, you know, you was just gonna fall off pretty much. But for the ones that he kept,
that was him sparing you at that point. That 40 years, sparing time, like to get it right. Grace at its finest, because it could have ended in any kind of way.
Yeah.
Because his grace is sufficient. My mans, bro. All that rumbling, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Right when you started the video. Oh.
Why did Buddy have to come through bumping, bro? And it was not sounding right. Like, oh my goodness.
Well.
All right, y'all. So this video, we've been having a little struggles, bro.
This is like what, our third video?
This is the third video we trying to get
video.
together. Like, we trying to end this out the right way, but it just keeps stopping, y'all. So, but yeah. All in all, though, really just make sure you following what God tell you to do. Really, to be honest. And whether like you already grown or you a kid or whatever the case may be, you know, listen to your elders for real. They tell you to do something, do it. Like, you know what I mean? Just making sure you just obeying anyways. Even if somebody sends you, even if somebody like is sent by God to tell you something and they tell you to do something that God told them to tell you to do and you don't do it, I can't tell you what's gonna happen. So that's between you and God. So
I can't tell you exactly, but it ain't gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's not gonna be good, but yeah. But yeah, y'all keep us in prayers and stuff like that, y'all. You know.
Sorry for putting this out so late.
Yes, man.
This thing literally cut off
too many times, bro. Like
too many times.
It just kept stopping. So we're gonna get it out to y'all anyway. So yeah. Y'all stay tuned for more. This is why I don't make promises on when I'm putting out videos. This is exactly why, because the scheduling is hard right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for more, and we'll see y'all on the next podcast. And y'all make sure, stay prayed up, be safe out there. It's summertime, so yeah, go get you something to eat. Go get you some carnival food, some funnel cake, and some big old fat juicy lemonade, boy, that they be selling at the carnival.
Lemon shake up?
Lemon shake up, that's what they call it? Lemon shake up. Go ahead, get you that jam.
Them boys be too sweet. That's like straight diabetes in the cup.
Boy, they be put all the sugar in there.
I like a little tart.
Yeah,
Not
like
to the point where it's like overpowering.
Yeah, if it's
sweet.
too tart, it's disgusting, bro. Like
you just eating a whole cup full of sugar. That's what it tastes like.
Yeah. Then you going home sick.
I hope they got some wings out there.
Ooh.
Sorry, y'all. See, we
If
literally just
hungry,
ate
I'm
an hour
sorry.
ago.
But yeah. If you can get out there, get you some food and, you know, have a little good time.
We're going to go and have a nice time, hopefully.
Yes.
And hopefully it's nighttime. Wait, we don't even know what time they
said they're going to call us and stuff and let us know.
No, I'm talking about the place in general. Like how long they stay open.
Oh, I don't even know. They probably close at like 9 or 10.
That's early. That's children's time.
It is. Low key,
it's our time because we stay out past like 11:30. We're done.
Yeah, we can't even do it no more, bro. That's wild, bro. That's weird.
We getting old.
We getting old.
I know a lot of people say getting old. Yes.
Yeah, we getting out. Class of 2017.
My friends already know. Like
you already
this
know.
ain't about to be past 8:30, 9 o'clock. Like I gotta go home.
We got bills. We got.
It ain't even that.
I know. I'm just saying, but like us working though, it's like, bro, that stuff be getting to you a little bit, and just you know, you don't want to be around everybody like that no more. You really don't. You like, man, I could be in the crib having a good time by myself, bro. Like, to be honest with you, but yeah. But yeah, y'all stay prayed up, man. Y'all be safe out there, and you know,
Please do.
it feel good outside, you know. So yeah, go outside, chill, you know, do what you gotta do, have a good time, man. Yeah,
Make sure you spend time with God.
spend time with God and do what He tell you to do.
Exactly.
Obedience is better than sacrifice. See y'all on the next one.
Yeah.
Spend way too much time on it. I can't stay, man, got a life still. Man, I can't stay.